Okay, for this lab, we are measuring the transmission and reflection of the light from a flashlight through 3 different materials. So I have my template right here. So you can see the place I'm going to put the flashlight right here. And then I'm going to have 2 spots that I measure where the light is coming through and from the material. So position 1 is up here, and it's measuring transmission through the material. You can see it goes through. Down here is position 2, and it's measuring reflection, and so it's supposed to bounce off the material. And depending on the material, there might not be reflection or transmission. It just depends. So this I'm going to lay on my lab table, and I'm going to make sure my flashlight is focused by turning it certain directions till the light kind of goes into a small circle. I'm going to use these little cups or some other method to kind of prop up the flashlight. And I want to line up the flashlight right where that line is so that it's following the line. And then this is my light meter. You're going to turn it on with the power button. And then it has different readings. You have to be careful whether it's reading times 10 or not. So sometimes it just says lux and sometimes it says times 10. So, and it does that automatically. So you just have to be really careful. So if you get a times 10, you put your number times 10. So if it said like 32.5 times 10, that would be 325. Okay, so you get your light meter. You're going to set it up right. So my position 1's over here. I make sure that it's lined up to where the flashlight is going. And this can be multiple people is helpful. And then I do whatever my material 1 is, which in this case is the one-way mirror. So I put that there. And then someone can hold, someone can measure, and then you figure out what that lux is and you write it down. And then go through and do all 3 materials in that same spot at once. So that was my one-way mirror transmitting. Then I can do it says glass on the data table, but it's actually plastic. I can do that number transmitting. And then I can do the mirror. Make sure the mirror reflective side is pointed towards the light. So on my screen right now, you're just going to see the black side. Okay, and see if that is transmitting any at all. You'll write that number down, and then for position 2, you move your light sensor over here. And this time you might want to start with the mirror to make sure you're getting it in the right spot. To kind of get ultimate reflection, you got to get the right angle. Okay, then you measure that, and then you're going to do it again with the other 2 materials to see if any light is reflecting from these materials. So on the light sensor, a few things that are helpful is you can press hold. So if you get the right angle and get the measurement and you want to keep it to make sure that you don't forget it, you can press hold and it'll keep your data. Max and min, just ignore that. The units, make sure it's on lux. And this is the backlight button right here. So if you can see fine without it, it's best to keep it off. The reason we use the toilet paper holder is to make sure we're not just getting ambient light readings. So that's why it's really important to get the right angle of where the light is supposed to shine. You're filling out your data table on page 9 of your workbooks right here. Try to do your predictions before you actually find your measurements. Don't worry about this class data. We'll do that later.